Hey guys, Callence here. Today we are back with a brand new video, and you might be wondering where the fuck is the face cam. Well, I decided that today we are gonna go no face cam, balls to the walls, no face cam. I just feel like less face cam videos could potentially mean better quality. I'm not entirely sure. I want to test a few things out, but as of right now, this video's not gonna have face cam. But anyways, let's get started with the video.
Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
Then why are you?
Why were they here? Well, how can I answer?
Are there views in alignment with yours? At some point, you have to realize.
I think that's a foolish question. Look, do you want to know what my views are?
I've watched all of your videos. Yes.
Including
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Then why would you ask such a question?
Because this is my interpretation of your video.
So I haven't watched the person in question, Professor Jordan Peterson, but I would like to assume if you are a professor at a university of sorts, you're not going to be aligning your views with Nazism. If you guys want to know the true definition of Nazism, I'm going to pull up some fucking Google right now. Define Nazism. Nazism. The political principles of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, extreme racist or authoritarian views or behaviors. Now, if you ask me, I don't think anyone in their right mind would ever hire someone who aligns their political views with someone that of extreme racism. Like, who would want to associate themselves with that, especially a high-end university, which is obviously going to be reported on in the mainstream media. And if someone's on YouTube making videos about how Nazism is like the best thing ever, and they work at a college, I don't think the college would be too happy with that. Now, with all that being said, however, I just have to say that based on the facts and merit, I would have to say that Mr. Professor Jordan Peterson is not a Nazi, nor does he align himself with Nazi ideologies. Therefore, this entire part of the video is pretty much pathetic.
Apparently,
all of the people who arranged the protest against you watched all of your videos.
Do you want to disavow? I have 150 videos on YouTube.
No, your lectures, which sparked the debate.
Okay. Do you want to disavow the support? Could you let me talk to her for a moment?
Don't call me that, please.
I love how she says, "Don't call me that," when he refers to her as her. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this bitch looks like, but I'm going to assume she kind of looks feminine, and based on her voice, I can assume that she is feminine. I'm not going to identify you as they or them or whatever fucking gay pronouns you want to be referred to as, because I don't know them and I don't personally give a shit. If you're going to be a piece of ass shit to someone, I want to be a piece of ass shit to you. That's the rules here. Don't like them, get the fuck out by killing yourself, okay? I'm sorry, but them's the rules. So yeah, this bitch female over here is harassing this professor, and he just refers to this person as a her. And she says, "Don't call me that," which is fucking retarded when you think about it, because when you think about it, she didn't even give her pronouns out anyway. Therefore, how can you even refer to her as anything if you don't know what to refer to her as? So normal humans are going to revert back to their basic him, her pronouns.
So, I have 150 lectures on YouTube. There's 500 hours of my views.
Do you really think that you're worth all of that time?
Can you just stop interrupting the man? Let him speak. This is fucking gay and retarded. Can you just let the man speak? This is fucking retarded. I mean, it's like she had some kind of dick up her ass and she can't even fucking let the man speak. Like, for fuck's sake, man. Stop being a fucking whore ass bitch. I mean, just for the love of God, let the man speak. Stop interrupting him. I thought mansplaining was some kind of feminist movement against men interrupting women. Why isn't there any femsplaining here, where the feminists interrupt the man? Because that ends up happening a lot, and it pisses me off. I want a hashtag no femsplaining on my Minecraft server in the comments down below.
That sounds very much like a threat. That sounds very much like a threat. Would you like to disavow the physical violence? Trans people were physically assaulted at this rally in your name. Would you like to disavow that violence?
Yes.
So you wish that didn't happen, and you want to, and I'm going to post this online, that you would like people to not to be more accommodating of trans people and people of color at your events in future.
I would like there to be no violence.
I'm a person of color, and I felt very accommodating here. I felt like my voice. Thank you very much.
I'm also a Muslim, and I feel like this guy is the best.
See, that's what I like. I like it when people of color come out and they say, "I'm not feeling oppressed," because guess what? This is 2016, 2017, 2018, whenever this fucking thing was filmed. And people of color aren't nearly as oppressed as they were 50, 60 years ago. And I really like how this person's coming out and straight up saying that, no, I wasn't oppressed at this guy's rally. Or whatever the fuck protesting he was doing, okay? I like that. It makes me happy that there's some good-hearted people out there who actually tell the truth instead of doing blatant lies and shit like that.
You wanted to disavow, and this is the disavowal. I am not an advocate of violence. I'm speaking out the way I'm speaking out because I think this is a route to no violence. And violence is lurking. And you can say that sounds like a threat.
There was no violence at our protest, though. There was violence at your protest. So what does that say about our views?
It's not my protest. You know, asking me continually freighted questions isn't very helpful if you actually want to have a dialogue. You have no idea if I'm your enemy. You have no idea about me.
You won't use my pronouns, so I'm pretty sure you're my enemy.
You won't use your pronouns, so I'm pretty sure you're my... No, bitch. I just because someone won't use their stupid pronouns, you fucking snowflake, that doesn't mean they're your enemy. Your enemy is the person who wants to fucking kill you. At least that's what, enemy means to me. The person who I hate and who hates me. This person doesn't seem to hate this person. Professor Jordan Peterson here doesn't seem to hate this radical SJW. Therefore, how can you call him your enemy? Just because he won't call you by your pronouns?
But I don't believe that using your pronouns is going to do you any good in the long run. I think it'll do quite the contrary.
What the fuck? Is that your medical opinion? What, is that your medical opinion? Like, you are aware that non-binary people are valid in the American Psychological Association.
Well, the American Psychological Association is fucking wrong. I hate to break it to you, bitch, but there is no such thing as non-binary people. That is called a feeling. And you see here, people have these feelings every now and again, and I'm sorry to say it, but these feelings cannot be suppressed as actual genders. You cannot define a feeling as a gender. You cannot define happiness as a gender as much as you cannot define being non-feminine or non-masculine as a gender. You can't identify as being in the middle of both as a gender. If you don't feel exactly feminine and you don't feel exactly masculine, you have a disorder. Yes, sure, I'll admit some people may feel that way. I'm not one of those people, so I personally wouldn't know. I have no experience with the topic at hand, but guess what, Buttercup? That doesn't mean that I'm not smart. I understand that you can feel this way, but I have to understand at the same time that based on common sense, there's only two genders. There's no other possibility. You can't be XXX or YYY or ZZZ or whatever bullshit there is. You can only be XY or XX. Gender is not a spectrum, and there is only two of them. No other plant, animal, any other living being on this godforsaken planet can identify as non-binary and or whatever fucking gender-fluid gender you would think that exists.
Is that your opinion? Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's about non-binary pronouns.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
saying that that's what I'm about.
Were you there when I spoke?
Yeah, I've been here for this whole thing.
Okay, well, I don't know that. It's a genuine question. Look, I think that's what's happening is that we're pushing over a line we shouldn't cross. The newest legislation is requiring people to use.
But you are aware that that's being put in place so that we can't get fired. We need to be written into the Canada human rights legislation, or we can be fired for our gender identity.
I'm not aware of that.
Well, then why'd you make a fucking video about it? I've been denied housing as a trans person. These rights would protect me.
I don't give a fuck. I just genuinely don't give a fuck. Okay? If you get fired because of your gender, you bring it up to court. There is no fucking way a person can fire you based off your gender or being transgender or whatever the case may be. Now, if they fired you for a legitimate reason, such as you slacking off, not showing up to work, or taking too many sick days off because of your transformation surgeries, and that's definitely okay. As if you take too many sick days off to change into from whatever male to female or whatever the case may be, I have to admit to you, and I'm very, very sorry about this, but by law, they have every right to fire you. If you don't show up to work for whatever reason it may be for more than the amount of time they give you, then I'm sorry, but at that point, you're just not coming to work and you're going to just be fired. That's the way it works. You can't just pick and choose when you can show up to work or not. Who gives a shit about you transitioning from male to female, female to male, or whatever the fuck the case may be? At the end of the day, a business is a business, and they have to rely on workers to do their work. Workers need to work to run the business. Therefore, if a worker doesn't show up another worker has to take your place. Now, I don't know if that's the only reason, and if there is another reason for it, I don't know. I haven't talked to this SJW in person, therefore I wouldn't know. But if this person, SJW thing, whatever, has been fired because they're non-binary or their identification or whatever, then they should bring it up to court. They don't need these new legislations put into place to do that.
I've been denied housing.
From the state or for the open market? So if you've been denied housing, like, from the government?
It's illegal either way if we had human rights.
From the government?
You do have human rights, you fucking moron. The United States Constitution protects all citizens of the human rights. And within the past several decades, they've been changing the Constitution to accept more people. First of all, the people of color did not have equal rights for the longest time. Eventually, they were given the equal rights, and segregation was no longer a thing. And now, racism is not as bad as it was 4 or 5 decades ago. And the same can go for gender. If you're a female, you're not as discriminated against as you were back in, say, the 1910s or the 1920s.
Or have you tried to get a house like everybody else, and they said, no, you're weird, you can't work? No, if the state's done that, that's a problem. But if someone doesn't want to live with you, that's their right.
I like how that guy said that, because that is a very good point. If someone doesn't want to live with you, that is their right. And it really does make sense to me. She probably was going for a roommate, because I'm very, very, very sorry, but you are obviously not rich. You obviously are not very smart, and you're not very good at economics. Therefore, you cannot get money and run in the system. You're obviously going to be very poor. And if that's the case, I'm very sorry. Next time, instead of getting your gender studies degree, you should go for something more appropriate, like a law degree or a doctorate, so whatever the case may be.
What evidence do you have that attempting to transform the way that people use pronouns is going to produce a positive effect on
Because
society?
are you aware that there is a trans boy who killed himself in psychiatric care recently because he was continuously being misgendered by his care workers?
If that's the case, then the boy really needs to solve some issues. I'm very sorry to you, boy, who killed himself because of this, but if you're really, really that sad and poor and depressed because people weren't referring to you as they, them, him, her, whatever the fuck your gender may be, then I'm very sorry, but you have to grow some fucking balls, because it doesn't make sense to do that, okay? It doesn't make sense to kill yourself over someone not identifying you as a him, her, they, them, or whatever the case may be. For me personally, if you kept calling me a her, then I would completely ignore you, because I've learned to deal with that, okay? It doesn't harm me. It shouldn't harm you. I shouldn't let your words affect me in any way, shape, or form. So if this boy is letting the person who's misgendering him affect him, then he really needs to grow some fucking balls.
Because they are not being integrated into society. We are not looking for special treatment. We are looking to be able to integrate ourselves into society.
No, you are looking for special treatment. These bills and rights they're trying to pass is for so that you can get special treatment. You're not looking to be equal. No feminist SJW ever is. It's all for better treatment. Treatment that is superior to that of other humans. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry in 7th grade you got bullied by little Jim Bob, who called you a dick face, okay? I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry that Jim Bob tried to suck your dick vagina. But in the end of the day, in the real world, you gotta just let it go.
Guys, there's too many of you.
Okay, one simple question.
I've had enough. Sorry, I can't do this.
One simple question.
No, I'm done.
I thought we were statistically irrelevant.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't exist. And a trans person asked you, would you please refer to me by they and them pronouns? Would you refer to them by those pronouns?
Might depend on how they ask.
So no.
Oh, okay, I think this guy is completely done with everything, and so am I. I mean, let's be honest here, he looks fucking done, and I personally am done. They're so stupid, and let's be honest here, let's just get to the conclusion of the video. So to conclude this video, let's be honest here, if you want to identify something, go ahead and identify it, but don't expect the world to treat you as such. That is your own feelings, and we won't conform to your stupid little snowflake feelings. I'm sorry that the world may feel that way, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you just have to accept it and move on. In any case, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and support the video. In any case, goodbye and farewell.